watching both. DJ went stir strike. So did stir.
Huh? Let me see what he's talking.
No double Yeah, I made it and my thumb hurts and they're like, no, you don't have to bowl. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
The MRI people are like put a bunch of tickets in.
I told Bryce
Okay, tournament bowlers. I get your attention one more time here. As some of you may have heard earlier, Cameron Hurwitz has come out with a new product to be put into the bowling market, and it's actually debuted right here today. So, without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Cameron and let him tell you everything about his new invention called the Immortalizer. All right, well, I'm going to turn this over to Cameron Hurwitz. Here you go, buddy.
Hi, everyone. So our product is called the Immortalizer. It's an industry product that we patented, and it's designed to maintain the factory fresh performance of your bowling ball when it's brand new. So how it works is the bowling balls are manufactured with what's called softening agents within them, or the technical term is plasticizers. But since bowling balls are extremely porous, all those softener agents or plasticizers over time evaporate throughout those pores out of the cover stop, just at room temperature. And when they come out, the bowling ball becomes harder, so the durometer, which is a measure of its hardness, actually increases, it shrinks, and the actual footprint, which is the contact between the ball and the lane, decreases. So the surface area of your ball making direct contact with the lane surface is actually less, which is why your ball tends to die over time. And this can happen in as quick as 3 to 6 months. So our Immortalizer bag is manufactured with a mylar material, which is a vapor barrier. What this means is that nothing can evaporate through it. So when you place your bowling ball in this bag, whenever you're not using it, of course, none of those plasticizers will evaporate out the bowling ball, and it will stay factory fresh.
As Parker already mentioned, this is our kind of kickoff and launch for the product, which has been in the works for a few years. Leslie and Parker were kind enough to let us do that and kick it off with this wonderful group at the 20th anniversary of the tournament. That being said, we are charging $20 here at the tournament. If you go online, it's $25. From the $20, $5 from each bag will go back to the tournament scholarship fund. So we'll be supporting the Parker Bohn tournament as well. So we're very honored to be able to do that today. And we hope you'll come by our booth in the next day or two and get a little bit more information, more specifics about the Immortalizer. Thanks.
And lastly, I'll just mention that what this bag does is very counterintuitive to what most of you have been led to believe in that oils, lane oils, that can be removed by various methods. The truth of the matter is, trying to remove the oils degrades the performance of the ball. And if you do come up to the booth, we'll explain what actually happens to the footprint, which is that small little 8-inch diameter area where the ball, actually circular area where the ball makes contact with the lane. It provides you with the lane reaction to get good scoring results. As time goes on, it actually gets smaller because the cover stop is drying out. And that's the whole purpose of this Immortalizer. It keeps all the plasticizers that are supposed to be in the ball when it's manufactured you come by, you get some interesting pictures to share with you, describe the science and what the science behind it, and I think you'll find it a real eye-opener. Thanks, everybody. Here's a quick demonstration of how it works. Put the ball in, you fold it over once, fold it over twice, and then just attach the Velcro tags, and then pick up the built-in handle, and away you go.
Jerry,
Thank you.
from the doubles or from the flat part?
Oh, that one right there.
Thank you, Cameron. We certainly appreciate that. Okay, well, juniors, if you can, please report to your starting lanes. I know that the check-in process for this squad is almost completed. We will allow everyone to check in and give you adequate time once you get
I just
there.
thought it was neat. I might have got rid of it. I'm so mad at this.
Thank you. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, both.
I saved it for myself. See him yet? Here we go again on our own. Where you at, Harris?
15!
Okay. Okay. I picked 15, so hopefully Bryson, Charlie are here with you. Hopefully.
Oh, General, wait, this is the only
My Jeep's a 4-cylinder. Like it's all-wheel drive. I'll take it to Web Route. No, it's a Patriot. I want to rent the Porsche. The Porsche pretty good. Florida. No, but you're okay.
I'm gonna sit here and
I'll check them all.
okay. Gotcha. Have fun, be safe.
Yes! What are you? 32. I told Bryce. What's the projection I go? 80 something. Oh, God.
I'm feeling like one.
They're nice and shiny.
Everybody can I drink 2 monsters and have cheeses and I'm shooting
There's a little commentary about it.
If it
His doctor told him you drink alcohol, you're one and done. Like you're not allowed to have alcohol. So that's why he doesn't really know. He's afraid someone will put something in his
Very true. You walk away. So I'm still alive.
making sure you're very calm. Oh my God.
I'm gonna sell the garden one day.
Try to put Lady on.
Funny, I just texted them. We just talked about my life. And like,
Whatever you want, just start with that phone. See what happens. You guys on the same time?
No, she's on 15, I'm on 14. So we were calling for her today. Charlie, what lane?
dude, I'm so sad. Someone won my spin. I was You acted like no one was gonna win. What? Your ball rebel was gonna win. Someone won my spin. Oh my God. My quest. Everybody. I didn't see that we won anything.
Good, play ball. Why you make the ball get when you fall from the knees there? At least you close them, man.
And Lindsay Ennis, please come into the check-in room.
This was mine.
Okay, tournament bowlers here for our last qualifying squad. To the best of my knowledge, check-in is completed. So we'll start our announcements and get everything underway. We'd like to welcome everyone to the 20th annual Parker Bohn III Junior Scholarship Tournament. Before we get into this year's competition, I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few of the following people for making this year's event possible. First of all, Brunswick Corporation for their continued sponsorship. Brunswick has been behind our event for the last 20 years, and it's been our biggest and best year ever. We can't thank them enough. Bill Rollback of Manchester County Services for sponsoring the welcome party, as well as Chris Forey and Buddy's Pro Shop, also part of sponsoring the welcome party. And Lear Chiropractic was our third sponsor for sponsoring the welcome party. We cannot thank them enough. Chuck and Deb Gardner from Bohn for Life. As you've seen earlier, just a little bit ago, they awarded 4 $250 scholarships to 2 lucky ladies and 2 lucky gentlemen. We can't thank them enough for being a part of our wonderful event this weekend. Outstanding. Please give them all a great round of applause. Neil and Nicole Feingold, as well as Charles Anderson, the owners here of Howell Lanes, and the entire staff for helping and hosting this year's event. Each year we come here to try to do their best and allow us to do everything we can. And if you look outwards above the lanes and out in front of you, pretty much this bowling center has turned into a facility hosting a great event. So we sincerely appreciate all of their help. Lisa, you know we love you. We appreciate you too. Matt Himmelrich, Travis Sparks, Josh Sadazan, Chuck Pizzano, Danny Weisman, and Billy Gasson. Folks, these bowlers and these tournament representatives have helped promote our event each and every year. They get out to the masses, which allows our tournament to be as big and as good as it is. So from our hearts, we can't thank them enough, as well as their time and efforts being here. The volunteers, all of the volunteers. There were plenty of them here Friday, plenty of them here on Saturday. We can't thank them enough, and when I say volunteers, I'm going to say thanks, a special thank you to 2 of my good friends, Chuck Gardner and as well as Johnny Petraglia, standing right here at the front desk, for coming out and taking a part of their day to make it part of ours. So thank you as well. A special thanks to my son, Justin. Thank you very much for being a social king. Boys and girls, I know that you reach out to him or he reaches out to most of you at some time during the year. But without his expertise on that telephone and doing everything socially through the internet and through social media, I don't know that we can get to 90% of you on an individual basis. So Justin, for you putting this out there, putting it all over the internet as well as the scores, and I know that you had some help along the way, but I want you to know that I sincerely appreciate, as your dad, all the help for making this possible. And last but certainly not least, to my wife. For those of you that don't know, she is the brains behind all this. I get the glory and the glamour. My 1% of fame behind a microphone. She has done 99% of the hidden fame, all behind scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't tell you enough how much she makes this day go very easy for me, and all I have to do is sit and talk a little bit and walk across the lanes. So Leslie, once again, for all of the success of this event, hats off to you. From the welcome party, celebration, practice session, and obviously qualifying today, personally I can't thank you enough. Love you very much and certainly appreciate it. I would also like to mention, if anyone is attending college this year or this fall and you need to have any of those scholarship monies sent there, please make sure that you see Leslie. Like I said earlier, not me, as she controls those checks that go out to the colleges.
A few rules I'd like to share with all of you. Junior bowlers, you will be bowling 5 games of competition, skipping 2 pairs to the right after each game. You will be allowed 2 re-racks if you need them. Feel free. If you need a correction, please see one of the volunteers with a lanyard to assist you. Do not erase or clear your scores, as the attendants will be writing those down so that we can keep things running in a smoothly fashion. We believe that we will have 16 finalists coming back in the U15, U17, and U20 division. As far as the U12, we will get to that and figure out how those numbers all tally up. It is possible there will be more cashers. Once again, we will get all of this out in a prize list and have everything distributed at some point tomorrow. Everyone returning to tomorrow's bracket finals certainly will receive scholarship money. This year will certainly come out to be our biggest year ever. Brackets. Brackets are available, $3 each game, games 2, 3, and 4, $18 to the winner, $6 for second place. All winnings will be in scholarship dollars. If you would like to do any brackets or the side pots, please make sure you see Josh inside the check-in room. The merchandise table, actually, if it's not closed, it will be closed momentarily. The raffle items have been drawn. Please make sure that you go in and check your tickets on the raffle items, as everything out there is complete. Earlier, we did make a few presentations, noticing all of the Youth Open champions that we had. I would like to continue that one more time since this is our last squad. So if your name is called and you were part of the Bohn crew and the 46 teams that was out of junior gold, please walk out to the foul line. Donovan Klein for winning the doubles with Jamid Collins. Donovan Klein also for the singles in the U10 division. Kai Struthers, the U10 division all events. Andrew Klein and Tommy Sanfilippo, doubles U15. U15 all events, Alex Horton. U20 singles, Tyrell Ingalls. U20 singles, Paige Peters. U20 all events, Tyrell Ingalls. And as well as U20 all events, Cameron Peters. If any or all of those bowlers are here, folks, please give them a great round of applause because they won that champion in Detroit. And now comes that time, bowlers. I know we're going to turn your lanes on in just a minute for 10 minutes of practice, but for those of you that did not hear, I would like to definitely let you know that Brunswick Pro staffer Jason Sterner just completed winning his 3rd PBA title at the Illinois Open just about 5 or 10 minutes ago. So though he's not here, give him a round of applause so we're here across the globe. Your lanes are on right now for 10 minutes of practice.
Hey, once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament for 2019, the 20th anniversary edition. It is the 4:30 squad, even though it is 6:17 here in the East. Youth bowlers are wrapping up practice. To give you an idea of what we've got here, we've got cameras set up. Let's go to the first set of cameras here. This is 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we've got lanes 9, 10, 11, and 12. And finally, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we've got pretty much half the house covered here with our coverage here. And this squad is going to go a little bit faster because we only have 5 per pair. I believe there aren't too many with 6 on a pair as the stop signs appear. And bowlers are wrapping up their practice. Going to start off on 3, 4, 5, and 6. See David Swavely up on 7. Can't get the 10 pin to carry. Let's quickly move over to 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's Julietta Colon on the left. She leaves a 4 pin. Next to her, Reagan Smith, you see on lane 8. Maggie Thompson also ready to get up. Daniel Robertson just bowled on 12. There's Sydney Bohn on 11. And a quick move over to 13, 14, 15, 16. There's Jenna Bloom for Virginia Beach on 14. Starting with a strike. Harris Merz over on 16. There's Annalise Toronto also. Bohn makes her spare. We'll switch back over here to 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's Dante Morales. We saw him bowl a clean game earlier in the second squad. Now Maggie Thompson up 9, 10, 11, and 12. Also Jake Diaz and John Banfield in front here. Now Amelia Lamanowitz up on 8 and makes her spare. Jake Diaz struck. All right, in front of us here, we got Justin Rizzo on 9. Gets everything to carry. Now, Angelia Lubrano, Maggie Thompson, John Banfield, and Sydney Bohn. Got a spare, got a 9 count. Another 9 count. Banfield. Saw him take 2 off the rack in practice, and now leaves 2. Let's head down to 5, 6, 7, and 8 as Reagan Smith strikes. It's 2 in a row to start off. There's Carter Baylog on lane 8. He crosses over for the strike. Mary Beth Baker over on 5. Nice strike by her. Come over for our first split attempt as Julietta Colon leaves the baby split on the right side, 3-10. Banfield misses his 1-5. Colon cannot convert the baby split. And let's move over to 13. We have another split. Actually, that split's on 12, excuse me, as we're going to have 2 split opportunities here. Sydney Bohn leaves a 4-7-10. Daniel Robertson can't make the 4-10. Julia Lubrano in front of us. And another split chance here. Jason Wicknevitz over on 16. Tom Ledich on 13 will convert a 7-pin. Now let's come back over here to 11. Jake Diaz went pocket, left a 4-9. Let's see if he can make it. Nice strike by Sydney Bohn on 12. 43 and a strike for her after 4. And just missed. Now Julietta Colon in front of us with the 6-7-10. That's got to hurry. Moving down to 5 through 8. Get our first glimpse of Jeffrey Swisher on 5. Also Robbie Wetzel on 6. Wetzel with a 4-pin. David Swavely on 8. He strikes. Now Jeffrey Swisher on 5. He strikes. Carter Baylog goes washout. Justin Rizzo, you can see just off to the right side of the camera, attempting the 2-4-10. Gets 2 out of 3. Another split opportunity, this time in front of us here with Angel Lubiano, or Angelia, excuse me, Lubrano. Nice strike by Robertson. We only have 4 on the pair on 11 and 12, so they'll be done soon. Maggie Thompson with a strike, her cheering section right behind us here. After 3 straight spares, she strikes for 57 and a strike. John Banfield throwing plastic, it looks like, and he strikes. So 28 and a double for him. Justin Rizzo struck open, 37 in the 3rd. Fast 8. Should be an easy spare. Let's switch on over to another split opportunity. Thomas Ledich on 14. And he gets one out. So 66 in the fourth for him. That's a bounce out. We get our first look on 15 of Yasmin Sams, also from the Virginia Beach area. That was a backup ball and leaves a 3-pin. Banfield with another strike. So 58 and a double for him.
Jump in.
Yep. There's only 2 microphones, so it's you guys.
And who I'm watching.
Where are we at now? All right. We are on 11 and 12, 9 and 10, 11 and 12 right now, JP.
Can you hear me?
Well, there's no mic backing through here.
Oh,
so
I
we're
see.
not hear each other. But you can see the volumes working, going up and down. That's us talking. So this is Chuck Gardner back with you at the Parker Bohn 20th anniversary event, joined by the legend himself, Johnny Petraglia, in the booth.
Okay.
Johnny, thanks, man.
Chuck, don't swallow my head here. This is not good. Yeah.
No, come on. Thanks for being in.
It's great being here.
Sidney Bohn on a 3-bagger.
And that's
on the pair that it's hard to carry on.
Very hard to carry. The Classic League, this is the first pair in the league, and it has always been a tough pair to strike on. So if she threw a turkey, she's already ahead of the game in game 1, going to the next pair. Yeah.
Keep it up, buddy. Come on, stay strong, buddy.
Got a catch. Whoa, 4-bagger.
Holy mackerel.
Good job, Sid.
It's in the DNA. She has double DNA. She got Parker and Leslie DNA. How can you miss?
So, Johnny, you've been here a bunch of the day today. What do you think about the talent of these kids and what they do?
Isn't it amazing? I mean, the talent level of the kids. I guess the only way to really try and give it justice is the 15-year-olds are at the 18, 19-year-old level when I was a kid. That's how far ahead they are in knowledge and game and everything that they're doing. It's phenomenal.
It's so much fun to watch.
It's so much fun to watch. You know, they talk about, okay, we see Coco Gauff in tennis and everything, and she's 15, and she's one superstar. I understand that. We got a ton of superstars here that are 15 years old.
We do.
That's for sure.
We do. It's just so unique how much better these kids understand the game, understand the sport than we did at this age. They understand about surfaces. They understand about bowling balls. They understand about angles. You know,
it's the dedication of the game, Chuck. I know this is happening everywhere, but you know, Parker and I have our scholarship league on Friday nights during the winter. The league starts at 6:30, and the kids are there at 5:30, 6 o'clock, practicing on the practice pitch, getting ready for the league. That's how much dedication they have. The kids will come in during the summer and spend the first 2 games doing the one-step drills.
It's awesome.
It's just phenomenal how much they put into the game. And the great thing about our game and the sport itself, you know, if you are, I've said this a lot of times, but if you're 5'10", 180, and you're the greatest talented lineman that ever lived, it doesn't matter, you're not going to play in the NFL. And if you're 5'10", 180 and the best jockey that ever lived, you're not riding in the Kentucky Derby. That's what makes this sport so great. We got kids out there that are 5 feet 90 pounds and 6'4", 230 pounds, and it's all about talent.
It sure
It's not
is.
about size. It's not about how did I do in the combine, did my pass flutter a little bit. It's all about how you bowl, and that's all about talent. It's just, this is the best sport there is. It's the best.
So for those of you that are home listening to a legend of our sport and someone who has seen this sport and actually won at the professional level in 6 decades, that talk about this being the greatest sport ever. Like, come on, take that and go, man, we really do have an amazing sport.
Yeah.
And
we have, you know, the question should never be, is bowling a sport or not? Or is a bowler an athlete or not? The only question that should be is, who's the better athlete? You know, Michael Jordan is a better athlete than everybody bowling today. But everybody bowling today is a good athlete right now in their teens, and some of them are going to be great athletes.
Absolutely.
That's how you have to look at it. You can't look at it of they're not even an athlete. You know.
it's okay. A little fast. A little fast. It was a little firm, and it got going right on you. So trying to give her a little encouragement and advice, and like I've been doing for all the kids all day.
Well, as you've been doing all day,
It's
as
fun.
you do all the time.
It's
you know.
fun.
You're out
It's
there
fun.
helping all the
There's-
kids.
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than talking to young people. Jake Diaz.
Mike,
Hi,
Jake,
Jakey.
Jake Diaz, Strucken. Yeah. And, you know, here's the thing, you know, those couple of the kids that are bowling good games on 11 and 12, you know, you never really know exactly why a pair carries or doesn't carry in the same house. And 11 and 12 has always been notoriously a pair where you can throw 30 balls in the pocket and you'll get a lot of ringing 10s or a lot of ringing 7s. And at the end of the night when you shoot, say, 650 and you know you bowl better than that. Once the kids know that, they got to bowl a 5-game block.
Right.
And if they're getting by game 1 shooting 2-0 or better, they're really in good shape.
On a really tough pair.
On a tough pair, because the pairs coming up are going to carry better than this pair. Okay. Okay. You know, all the way down on 5.
Sydney makes this little spare here. She bowls 2-0.
Yep. If she makes this, that's
makes
tremendous.
A spare, she bowls 2-0. That's a great start. 214.
If Sydney bowls 2-0, and even if she doesn't, if she bowls in the 190s, this is terrific. And she made it.
She sure did.
And the girl. Well, that's a wonderful start.
Yeah. Let's see the turmoil 2 solid. Same spot. She's going to make a ball change into a symmetrical ball just to see what it looks like. It's probably way too early for it, but
Yeah.
you know, if
But
she
you wanna
makes a good
see.
shot, we'll at least have an
Yeah.
idea what it'll do later. How's Brandon bowling down there?
All right. I know. Woo. Okay. Well, a good time for that. 200 even.
Good work.
Yeah, you called it, Chuck. It was a little bit too early.
She's got Dad talking to her now. That's
Yep. Yeah, I guess Dad can figure it out.
absolutely Dad's okay. A little too early for that ball. You saw it jumped off of it, so
I felt like I got it in like a board or two.
it's okay. It's okay. I still stay with the vapor zone.
Yeah. One of the tricky things it's interesting what Sydney just said. She feels like she got the ball in a board or two. Well, maybe she did, or maybe the ball hooked a board or two earlier and she made a good shot.
Yep.
And that's what you have to decide.
Right.
So much depends on the first question you got to ask yourself is, did I make 100% shot?
Right.
If it was 85 or 90%, now
you're not sure.
Now you're not sure. So it's key on the fill ball. But as she gets to the next pair, what will be good for her will be able to, on that first frame, when she uses the vapor zone and she throws her first shot, if she feels like she made a 100% shot and it misses the headpin or leaves a bucket, then she knows that the pair is a little tighter or going longer than the pair she just came off.
Right. I'm not really liking what I'm seeing down there on Brandon's pair.
On Brandon's
because
pair?
These guys are striking here, and I don't see anybody else striking much. So one of those other guys is Brandon.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one Brandon is.
He's got 116 in the 8th with a strike in the 9th.
Brandon's up now. Yeah, here you
Brandon's
go.
up now.
Solid 8.
Solid 8.
That wasn't lucky. Yeah.
That was a pretty good shot.
Yep.
Brandon and Justin are both a little frustrated today.
Yeah.
But, you know, the pattern's not super easy. It's not super hard. It's kind of a medium pattern.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've been working hard, you know, getting ready for the tournament, helping Mom and Dad. You know, especially Justin. Justin's put in a lot of hours.
Justin's put in a lot of hours.
Yeah, he's...
yeah.
But
And
he's doing it for the good of the tournament.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? He's doing it for the future of the tournament. 20 years. That's crazy, Johnny. 20 years.
20 years.
And the first one, they had 30 entries. And this year, 260.
260 entries.
Crazy,
Phenomenal.
right?
It's wonderful, actually. I think it's got back-to-back solid 8s.
Back-to-back
Get off 5 and 6. Okay. As Brandon goes to the right, the pairs get better and the carry gets better.
Problem is he goes to 11 and 12 next.
Does he really? Okay. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, the lefty that was on this pair had 223.
Two had 223, yeah.
The young Bateman, is that his name?
Yeah, Brandon throws more ball than he does, but still, the pair reacted, and it carried.
That was John Banfield.
Was that?
John Banfield.
Yeah, John Banfield.
John Banfield.
From Maryland,
yeah,
right?
He's
Maryland.
good bowler, yeah.
Hey.
Solid 8, buddy. You know.
Great job. Hey, listen, John Banfield just bowled 220 on this pair, so you should be just fine here.
Your sister shot a deuce. No pressure, though.
Yeah, your baby sister bowled 2-0.
On the dot.
Oh God, he is a competitor.
Yeah, he is.
He is a competitor. I guess that's why he's won junior gold. He is a competitor. So much fun. God, I love watching these kids bowl. Absolutely a treat.
Yep.
So we have a junior gold champion from 2 years ago, Brandon Bohn, coming to 11 and 12. And we're going to give some of that to you. Our technical director, Mr. Sparks, is helping the old guys here.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. We're just talking.
We're just talking about
good thing
bowling.
you're here.
And Travis is getting the pairs up.
If Travis wasn't here, I'm
not.
in the blind. I'm in the dark.
But you left it with multiple balls, didn't you, Brandon?
No, that was one ball.
Oh, okay.
So if I leave another one, that's what I'm saying. I'll help you end the ball in the dark.
So I don't think Brandon wants to leave another solid 8.
I don't think so. Just, I can tell.
That's just a guess. Oh God, Johnny. This is so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's we're getting to watch great talent, and I get to share the booth with you. I hope your son's listening. You know,
I hope so.
He's like the best at this, so he can give us a little critique.
I know it's
how good a job we're doing or bad job.
He does do this well.
Yes, he does.
He's good at this.
Yes, he does. And Phil Brylo, this is Phil's equipment. So thanks, Phil, from
Thank you,
Flow
Phil.
Bowling.
From Flow Bowling, yeah. Phil's a really good guy.
Yeah,
this is great.
He's going to be down in North Carolina, November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd to live stream the Grant Miller Bowl for Life tournament down at George Pappas Liberty Lane. So
why don't you let everybody know, if you haven't already, exactly what happens with Bowl for Life? How much money you've given to that scholarships and what you're doing?
We have fun giving scholarship money to young people. We talked about it earlier, so we don't want to bend anybody's ear too much about it. But, every dime we raise gets given to kids. Every dime. Not
every
one
dime.
penny that comes into the Bowl for Life Foundation goes to anything except for scholarships for young people. So Parker asked me, he said, so like Deb's flight up here. You paid for her flight up here. Did Bowl for Life cover that flight? I said, no. We paid for that flight. Because every dime is going into kids. Every penny.
That's tremendous. Really is.
We're lucky to be able to do that.
Yep.
And I told people earlier, the listeners earlier, that I'm so thankful to Brunswick and the PBA for giving me this forum, this platform to be able to do this. Because if it wasn't for the PBA in Brunswick, and you and all the people that...
Yeah, but let's not forget the time that you and Deb have put into it and what you're doing here. This is...
But if we didn't have a platform, though, it would be meaningless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People be like, Chuck Gardner Bowl for Life. What's that? Who's that?
But it's pretty simple. It's the love of the game. I'm an old man now, and I got to do for a living what I love to do. I'm one of the lucky ones. It doesn't matter that Mike Trout is making $426 million.
That ball went through the spot.
Yeah, went through the spot.
Yeah, he didn't solidate. I guess that's a good way to look at it, but he needs to make a spare.
Yeah, he does.
He needs to make the 3-7 combination here. And come on out, get all of them. So I'm going to guess that his rev rate transitioned that pair down there more than John's rev rate did here.
Yeah, there seems to be that little flutter spot. If you throw the ball firm or you're getting the ball to the left. I was watching Devin Flowers go through the same thing, with all the hand he's got when he got it too wide. It wanted to flutter on him and leave that 3-7 the same way that happened to Brandon. And on the left side of the lane, if you got that softer speed or the roll that picks up a little earlier without so many revs, you seem to do better.
Yeah, Anthony Nyer.
Nyer, exactly.
He was using urethane, but it had 360 on it, but he was being softer and rolling it more.
Softer and rolling it more. So it picked up in mid lane, and where
speed for every
Devin
guys.
and Brandon are getting through that break point, leaving the 3-7. His ball would be hooking in time.
Right.
Not hooking earlier, but hooking in time. So he thought everything was fine. Very similar to the Peters sisters. Paige Peters shot about 150 over.
Yeah. And Cameron
shot about 50 over.
Yeah.
And Cameron's ball gets down the lane a little longer than Paige,
and her
finishes
angles are
harder.
more open.
So her angles are more open.
Yeah.
So what's working the best, obviously, is if you can keep it down the boards, more in line and let that ball pick up sooner without overhooking. Seems to be the best shot here.
Yep.
And that's where you come in.
Yep.
Giving the person the right ball and the right surface and the right layout on the ball to make that work. Once you do that and you get them in the right spot, then it's all about their bowling and not about, do I have the right trick? Okay, I got it. Now I got to make good shots.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, once you get somewhat lined up, it comes down to shot making. It always does.
It always does.
Always does.
Yeah, it's.
Jason Sterner winning just a little while ago. He went through Murderer's Row to win. Position round game, he was 50 back. He beat Bill O'Neill to make the show.
Yep.
So he won. So he beat Bill O'Neill to make the show. Then he beat Simonson.
He beat Simonson, Rash,
and then he beat
Belmonte,
Rash.
And Tackett.
Yeah.
Murderer's Row.
Murderer's Row.
That's it.
And
he just moved in. Oh, wow. Brandon just moved in, ball hooked early on him. But you're exactly right. That's you just went through. Well, if I named names, but they're old names because I'm older, people won't understand it anyway. But it would sort of be like going through Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Gary Player, and Tom Watson.
Right.
Yep. And today it would be going through Tiger Woods and all the rest. That's what Jason Sterner did today.
That's right.
Congratulations to him. And I'm so happy for him. It's great to see him back in the winner's circle.
Yes. Been a long time.
Yep.
He won a doubles title a couple years ago with Birgit Poplar, but he hasn't won since he beat Wes Malott, bowled
with the
299.
Yep. So this is his third title.
This is his third title. And, he bowled so good last year and was really having a nice season. And then at the end of the year last year at the U.S. Open, he bowled so well the first 5 rounds of the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And in the last round, he struggled a little bit, and he mentally hadn't been quite as sharp mentally since then. I think it was a huge disappointment. He bowled so well at that U.S. Open, Johnny. It was so neat that he bowled so well. But the last round, his ball didn't do the right thing. He didn't do the right thing. Yeah. Some things happened, and he missed the show.
I've had that happen to me. I totally understand it. I hope he keeps bowling well, finishes well into the top 40 in points, because I would love to have him back on the Brooklyn Styles if he's in there. I think that would just be great. And
that'd be fun.
Yeah. And the team has evolved over the years, due to age and things, and it gets exciting coming up. I could see a really dynamic team for me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Listen, you guys had a solid team this year, and you bowled good. Just got beat.
Yeah, I know it. Everybody. I think in our loss of the 20 frames ball, we had 19 balls in the pocket. We had one ball lower than a 9 count, which was an 8 count,
right?
2-5, and Walter, our leadoff man, a 10 pin and 3 solid strikes. So we're ready for next year. Oh well, Tom Russo and the whole Russo family here. They with Matt Russo and everything he's done, but they made a $200 donation for all the help that you've given Matt Russo, they sort of forget how much they've done.
Yeah.
Between Tom Jr. and everything he's doing, and the family with Tom and Maria, as they're walking around their staff shirts and donating so much time. You know, this is what it's all about. This is what the game's all about, and the family's all about. And thank you, Tom and Matt. You know, we all love Matt here.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Yeah.
This is what our sport is about. These things.
Yeah.
These things right here. And Tom Jr.'s here taking pictures all day.
Taking pictures.
Look, you even got a picture of my ugly mug right up on the computer right now.
He keeps looking for the best pictures of you he can find. That's what it is.
Parker looks extremely enthused.
Oh, yeah. Here's a picture of Tom and Leslie. Parker looks enthused, Tom Jr. says. Okay. Oh. Oh my God, I'm getting a picture taken of me and I'll have glasses on, nobody will know who I am. See what happens when you get old. I can't see the screen with my glasses on. I can't see the pins with my glasses off. I'm depending on you, Chuck. That's it.
So Brandon is a little perplexed here.
Right now, yeah, he's perplexed.
He's a little perplexed.
Yeah. But one thing is, you know, if the picture shows up and Brandon gets it, you know, he can throw an 8-bagger at any time.
Yes,
he could look lost, and then he figures it out. And one thing about him, when he figures it out, he just makes good shots.
I really think this ball is just too clean.
Yeah, he's playing too much like a skid snap reaction when he needs it to be softer and sooner.
Just threw that over the front more.
Yeah, all right, it's a beginning, yeah. But still, he thought that was going to finish a lot harder, and he doesn't understand why it didn't.
Brandon, tell me what your thoughts are. Do you want more ball in your hand? Is that what you're thinking?
Whatever works.
What?
I don't think the BTU is the answer, bro. I just don't think it's the answer. I mean, but you know the instigator. I mean, that right lane looks tight. What is your move going to be on that lane?
It's not to go like it is.
It's tight though too, isn't it? I mean, I don't think either one of those were great shots. Were they really 6 bad? No, they weren't that bad, right? So
they weren't good either.
Okay. Huh?
The guy just needs to slow down.
Okay. Just make sure your hand stays a little quiet and roll it. Don't fling it through there. Kind of roll it a little quieter with the hand and roll it more, all right? Come on.
Hey, Leslie.
It was bad? The picture was bad.
Oh, with my glasses on, now they'll know me.
Now they'll know who you are.
Okay.
So Brandon is gonna. I'm good.
Want something to drink?
I'll get it later.
Kind of nice sitting here in the booth with Johnny, so people come up and ask if we need something to drink, and if we need anything. Like when Travis and I were working, nobody came and asked us if we wanted anything to drink, did they? No, they didn't ask us for anything, did they?
They've got Merlot on tap here.
Yeah, I know, but that's only in the bar. It's not out here with the kids. Yeah. Oh boy.
Wow. That hooked a whole lot more than she thought it was
really
going
jumped
to.
on her, didn't it?
How's Sydney Bohn doing this game down there?
Well, let's see. It's early in the game. It's hard to see.
I think she's A. Looks like she's open, spare. Spare? Is that what she's got? Open, spare, spare?
Yeah, could be. My vision goes along with everything else, Chuck. It's hard. Oh, come on. Oh, great try.
Wow.
God, I thought it was going to nick the 4.
Almost had a big 4 conversion right here on the live stream.
Commercial?
No.
Okay.
Changing cameras here.
Changing cameras.
Okay. I'm so used to commercial break.
Tell you what, this young Cole fella throws it awfully good. Spare game is not treating him very well right now, but he throws it awfully well. Alexandra made a nice shot.
Oh, yeah.
Great shot for Brandon
Great
Bohn
shot for Brandon.
A double. Nice work, kid. Nice work. This young man getting up on lane 9 right now, Jonathan Applewhite. He's got a great game. Of course, I say that he 2-4-8-10s,
2-4-8-10, yeah, it hit that hang spot.
Yeah, I think if the ball gets right of 5 or 6, it just wants to shake all the way down the lane.
Henry getting up on lane 10 has worked so hard this last year on his game.
Whoa, he throws it good.
And he got a little.
He's got nice hand action, huh?
Shade soft, and it sucked out the middle. I'm sure he's upset about that. He's been bowling well too, but he does have nice hand action. Oh boy. All right.
See
they do look like they got a little trickier than they were earlier, don't they?
Oh, well, you know, it's the third strip and oil of the day.
Third strip and oil,
they seem to get a little flatter as they go.
Yep.
Just like on the PBA tour or any of when you take a more competitive pattern and you strip it and re-oil it and strip it and re-oil it, it gets flatter and flatter and flatter.
Yeah. Well, Olivia, she throws it nice.
She throws it really well.
Really well. Yeah. And there's a perfect example. That was a pretty good shot off the wall shot, and he hooked for a 4-6. They got tricky. But 11 and 12 is playing like it normally plays.
Like normal 11 and 12.
Yeah.
Well, if they're playing tricky all the way across the house, I don't think we're going to have a lot of kids jump into the number this
exactly,
round.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't think there's going to be a lot of kids jumping in the number.
Yep.
This is game 2, though. Long way to go. Solid 9.
Solid 9.
What a shot.
I'm impressed with Brandon's temperament at his age. As good a bowler as he is, to have 176 with a solid 8 and 89 in the 6th here and holding it together. It's not easy to do that.
No, it's not, Johnny.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Really hard to do.
Nice shot. Spare on the baby split.
Switching to Daniel Robertson. He's got front 7.
Oh, what pair is he on?
Looks like
Oh,
17 and 18.
17. Oh,
17
Daniel
and 18. Is that who is that?
Daniel Roberts with the front 7. Is that
Wow.
Make that 8.
Front 8.
front 8? Oh my. Sydney's on that pair, yeah. Okay. Boy, as I watch across the house, there's so many good games.
Yeah, it's just
so
amazing.
many really
the talent.
solid games. Yeah.
Sydney with a spare.
Sydney with a spare.
122 and a spare after 8.
122 in the 7th with a spare in the 8th.
All right, 182. She's bowling. Okay.
That was a great shot. That was a great shot Brandon Bohn just put on him.
All right. All right, Brandon, off the sheet. It's the front 8. It's not here. Over there. Okay.
Yep, that's 17 and 18.
17, 18.
17 and 18.
He's not up yet.
Yeah.
Now he is.
Front 8. He's up now.
He's coming up right now on 18, right?
17.
17. Just let it go.
Double wood.
Okay. It's a good way to stop. Just.
He bowled really good the last game of the last block, too.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, last block, the final game. I think it was the final game. He had the front 8.
All right.
And he made the spare. 278 in the wood.
Looks pretty calm about the whole thing, too.
Yeah.
Go big or go home.
On the ball change. For Brandon.
Yeah, I think he's going to throw more ball. He likes to see it hook back.
I think this is the instigator. That's out the window.
My God. Okay. Well, obviously that's not the place right there.
You had 122 in the 7th, and spare in the 8th, right? You already bowled it in?
Johnny, I'm coming over here to Michael Voorhees up here on lane 7.
Okay.
After he opened, he's got
Oh, wow.
7 in a row.
Michael's got 7 in a row. He's up on the lane right now.
Michael who?
Michael Voorhees right
awesome.
there. The two-hander.
2-8.
Oh, 2.
So, got the 8 out. No
Got the
double
8
wood.
out.
I'm going to go watch Sydney
Okay.
bowl her 10th frame. See if I can help her out here.
Okay, because everybody I watch doesn't strike.
I'll jump in here with you,
All
Johnny.
right. Thanks,
So,
Trevor.
You're welcome. We'll go back down to Sydney, who just left a 10-pin here in her 10th frame as she tries for 190.
So she's got 2-0, 190, Sydney?
Yep.
Good start.
Micah made his spare, so he's a 208 and a spare going into the 10th. He's in good shape for a good game here. We'll get Sydney's last shot here. Making a 10-pin, yep.
Yeah. She's doing fine.
Already got a 109.
We'll come back in front of us here for Brandon.
Okay. Yeah, Brandon is still looking. Still looking for a ball reaction. And actually, he's had pretty good success on this lane. It's lane 11 that's been giving him trouble. Bringing 7, good shot. This 11 and 12 has been notorious in league play. And the Classic League on Monday, it scores the worst, but it just, folks don't carry too well on the pair.
So the struggle bus continues for Brandon, 137 through 9. He'll have a shot at 167. Mary Beth Baker in front of us here. She's had trouble finding the left lane here. She'll be in the 140s, probably 150s here. Johnny, if I may beg of you, I know one of your good buddies is also a good buddy of mine from back in northeastern Pennsylvania. If you can give me a clean Joe Hutchinson story.
Clean?
if there is such a thing.
That's very difficult. That's a shame because I got one that isn't quite clean, and it's a great story. I'm trying to figure out how I could clean it up, and I think I have a way of telling this.
All right.
Joe Hutch and Charlie Tapp, who he was rooming with, the restaurant was very crowded, and they were outside online, and the lady was coming down taking names, and they gave their name, and I guess they had been there, and sometime during their wait online, Joe passed a little gas. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
And didn't say anything, didn't look back, didn't do anything. And the couple behind them, the husband said to Joe, "You don't say excuse me or anything?" And Joe said, "For what?" And he said, "Well, you just passed gas in front of my wife." And Joe said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know it was her turn."
Oh, Joe.
I don't know if that's good for this show.
Oh, well.
But we already told. But that's Joe. That's the way Joe has always been.
I really wish they could have had a wireless mic on him way back when.
Oh, there was without really getting into depth, I'll let the people figure it out for themselves. There was a bowler on tour, probably the nicest guy that's ever been on tour, named Butch Gerhardt. Butch had 4 PBA titles. Everybody loved him. And unfortunately, Butch had this saying, when he would leave for the night, everybody else would say goodbye. And Butch always said, if I die tonight, I had a great life. That was his expression. And leaving the lanes one night, Butch was in a car accident and was killed at the age of 39, something like that. And very, very big loss to all of us on the road. But Butch at roll call, when you would watch Butch bowl, he never did a thing wrong on the lanes. He never got mad. Everything about him was perfect. But he would, if he left a 4-6 or a solid 10 or something like that in a key shot, you would see him raise his palm at the pins and just sort of wave. And at roll call, before a tournament started, when they were doing roll call, you would see Butch sitting in the corner with a pen in his hand, writing in his palm. Sometimes it was very short. Sometimes it was practically a novel. But you would go over and say, "Can I read your palm, Butch?" And, well, you could figure out for yourself some of the stuff that was written on his palm. And when you're bowling 3 or 4 pair away from him, and you would see Butch wave his arm and wave at the pins, it was impossible for you to bowl because you knew what he wrote.
And to the degree of your mother wears combat boots.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
Very good. You saved me.
Okay.
That was,
Yes.
And it used to be great. I actually, when Butcher was close to me, I tried as hard as I can not to look at him if I should have read his palm before we started.
We are wrapping up game 2 here at the Parker Bohn III Scholarship Tournament. He's Johnny Petraglia. I'm Travis Sparks. Thanks for joining us here as we are late into the evening. We got the because we had full squads this morning and this afternoon. We started a little late for the third squad here. Sydney Bohn, I believe, finished in the 180s because she spared out. Brandon ended up with 146. We were watching Micah Voorhees earlier. He went stuff 9 for 246.
Oh, that is good. Oh, great shot. Well, I'll tell you, Parker has won the Good Guy Award on tour a number of times, and obviously everybody knows what Parker's like. Yeah. But Parker's got this little bit of having fun streak with people that he knows.
Oh, practical joker. Okay.
Yeah, he is a practical joker with people that he knows. And his cousin Walt, he's very close with him. And they like to play golf together. And at the course, this one particular course that they play at, the fourth hole has a lake on the left side. Mm-hmm. And every time they play that hole, Walt hits the ball in the lake. And one particular time that they played not too long ago, Walt put 3 balls in that lake on the same hole.
Jeez.
Walt went to play golf the other day, and Parker was in the Midwest bowling in that regional that he won. And when Walt got up to the fourth hole, one of the sponsor signs that they usually put on the tee box, the sponsor sign was there. And it was the picture of a fish, and it said, Lake Walter, beware fish incoming. And when he's doing a practical joke, he really can think them out.
Yes, yes.
Great shot. Yeah.
That's Cole's first strike. I've known Cole for a couple years, and that's a normal reaction out of him when he's had a bad game like that.
When he's got a bad game going,
Yeah. He can salvage 170s out of it. But yeah, this 9 and 10 has been brutal to these bowlers this game.
Yes, it has. I've been watching scores on this pair. Henry's got a really nice release, usually gets a nice ball reaction. And now it's either through the nose or it hangs. It's either the wrong ball or he's in the wrong part of the lane. Because normally he makes good shots. Watch Henry bowl possible 140 or 130. And Olivia has impressed me with her game, and she's bowling 170. Pair is playing very tough.
Olivia with 132 coming into the ninth frame here.
Yeah. Great shot.
It's like you get robbed for hitting the pocket square. And Fellner makes her spare. She may end up with the highest game on this pair. She's got a chance.
Could be.
At 180
I think that, if I was going to say anything to Olivia, I'm not sure how old she is, but watching her game and watching the way she bowls, if she doesn't do well here or gets wrapped or whatever, don't worry about it. Her future looks really good. I think she's going to do well.
Oberst with a double.
Yeah. There's somebody else throws a lot of ball. You can see when he gets the right picture, he's going to do He's going to bowl big scores.
Has a possible 174 if he strikes out.
And the scores are certainly a lot lower than the first two, although we got a 246 over there.
Yeah, that was Micah's 246, but
yeah,
he made the move down to 13-14 and started open.
Great job. Struck out in the 9th and 10th to bail out that game.
So Oberst can salvage a 170 here.
Yep.
Alexandria Sardis,
You can come back from a 170. If he had an open instead, it's very tough to come back from a 141. So that was a really Big 10 frame for him, and he bowled well. Way to go. Play it safe. 173. Okay. It's not that bad. Great shot.
Sardis.
Boy, this pair is playing tough.
Let's a quick move on the monitor here. Let's take a look at Brandon, who's going to be up on the far right lane.
Oh, there he is.
Looking at
way down,
18.
right?
Yep, he's right here. Yep, they're on 17 and 18 right now.
Oh boy.
And
Mr. Petraglia.
What?
We have
Yes, sir.
A fan that would like you to sign this.
Okay.
Yep. Johnny signing an autograph right now. The pattern was specifically designed for this event. More from 10 to 10. It's, I believe, a 42-foot pattern. We'll double check that when we get the opportunity.
You're welcome, Rob. Thank you, Chuck. My pleasure. Sorry. Yeah, babe, what's up?
Back up here to Fellner and pitches it outside, so she's going to be in the 160s if at all possible.
Right.
Henry Hecht with the strike.
I'm going to, Trevor, I don't know, how do you want to
just come back on and I'll say thank you.
Okay.
You're going to finish this game off?
Yeah, I'll finish it off. Yeah. All righty.
I'll be back in a few minutes.
Well, Johnny just got the call from his wife asking where he is. So before we go, I know you're still busy with Brunswick. You travel around. You still bowl a couple 50 and 60 events. What do you do with yourself these days besides that?
It's funny because I'm involved in junior bowling, obviously, and I do whatever Brunswick wants me to do. I bowl a few tournaments a year. But the way that Parker is really involved with juniors, I'm involved with the veterans.
Yes.
And the BVL is a big thing, and we have a lot of important dates coming up to raise money for the vets, and especially with Veterans Day coming up in June 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's June, November 9th, 10th, and 11th. And the same way that Chuck's Bowl for Life, they take zero. What we do is we take 8%, 92 cents of every dollar goes to the veteran, and I'll be doing a lot bowling and raising money for the veterans. We got a big fundraiser coming up in D.C. in November. I'll be working hard on that. And wherever else Brunswick wants me to go, and be here on Friday nights helping our juniors try to get scholarships as much as possible.
Well, I know we love having you when you're in Pennsylvania, and I know the kids love having you around as well. Thank you for your service to not only our country, but for bowling as well. This has been a thrill. I've loved every second of it.
It's wonderful being here. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
That's great.
You're welcome. Johnny Petraglia, Hall of Famer, joining us here, Parker Bohn Scholarship Tournament.
Thank you, Trevor.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Henry Hecht finishes with 153, and Olivia Fellner finishes with 169. Chuck will be back with us in a moment. So we're watching 15 through 18 because that's where the action is right now. Give you a little look on 14 also. As the bowlers make their way through here, and the bowlers on 5 and 6 will come down here to 11 and 12. That's Mia Stalakis sitting down here. You can see down in the foreground to the right. They'll have 5 on their pair. There's Ty Cara. Tyrell Ingalls will make the move down here as well. Thank you. Great having you with us. Thanks for everybody watching at home. Thanks to my wife for letting me come out and do this here. Also to my dog, Yukon. Keep mommy company while daddy's in New Jersey. Love you, honey. Thank you. As we continue here with the qualifying, game number 3 is what we've moved to, and Ryan Taylor is back with us. He was with us earlier this afternoon. At the controls here, and there's Ryan Taylor. Almost takes them all out, leaves a 3-pin. There's Shaheem Collins also up here on 12, excuse me. Tommy Burns, who we were talking to earlier today, he's going to come and join us in front here on 9 and 10 as Collins strikes. Let's get Fellner's first shot. And the results, she'll leave a 5-pin. Jump back over here to Taylor as he makes his single pin spare. All right. Johnny's wife called and said it's time for him to come home.
Okay. You're done playing for the day, Johnny. You have to go home. That's a good picture.
Got a lot of good ones, actually.
All right, so Ryan Taylor.
We're seeing the effects of the bad carry on 11 and 12 as he went dead flush pocket on that, and 6-pin wouldn't cooperate.
He bowled 250, 220 his first 2. And he got off to a really good start the first round, too. And then that started to happen a few times here and there.
So 28 after 2 for him.
Yeah. Oh, man. How many wings you got left? Ooh.
That Kai Struthers with the wings down there?
Yeah, he's got the wings going. And I noticed he hadn't said, hey, Chuck, do you want some wings?
He'll learn to share eventually.
Nah, I don't know. I wouldn't share with me.
Let's get a shot of 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's Michael Harmon Jr. from Florida up on 7, and he leaves a 210. And Juliana Sams on 5 from Virginia Beach. She mixes them up and gets a strike. Now let's come back in front here, 11 and 12. Here's Tyrell Ingalls. Throwing urethane and not getting it to come back.
Tell you what, he's got a heck of a game, huh? Wow.
What I'll remember about Tyrell is that he bowled the Friday night squad at DB8. He asked me, can I get my refund? I'm going to be done here too late. I said, sorry, no refund. So he decided to bowl, and he ended up finishing 3rd.
Wow.
And he ended up getting about $800 in scholarships.
There you go.
Makes his spare.
going to get going.
All right, buddy.
All right?
All right, man. Love you, brother.
Happy birthday.
Tell Pat I said hi.
$1 million, I will.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thank you.
Yep. Johnny, boss lady called. Johnny's going to head out.
Yep.
But that's how you keep the same boss lady for a lot of years.
Our first look on
Good.
9 and 10 of Kaya Henderson.
I took one shot. Then I'll start out with a board.
Got it out and leaves a 10 pin. Michael Harmon will keep the shot here as Harmon mixes it up and gets a strike.
And I got the 6 off the
Let's move over to
So you have 3 opens?
5, 6, 7, 8. This is Catherine
And
Bowman
have you made a ball change yet?
on 6, shooting a
Feel
spare.
like you need to? Just to get some confidence back? Let's do it. Change balls, make the change, go to the turmoil, and just trust it. Trust your instincts. Come on. Make a good shot.
The old Gene Rayburn line from Match Game, trust your first instinct.
Trust your first instincts. That's right. And we have some talent in front of us here right now.
Yep, switching back over here, we got Jaheim Collins up on 11 and Tyrell Ingles on 12. Shane Matthews and Justin Bohn on 9 and 10. And get a shot of all 4 of them. Shout out to Mia Stalakis for making the 3-9-10 on her last shot. And Shane, nice smooth shot, beautiful. Ingles, can't get that to come back, leaves a 2-pin.
What a great shot.
Beautiful shot by Justin Bohn. Start his game.
Shot, kid.
Collins makes his spare, so he's 20 and a spare. Ingles makes his, he's 19 and a spare early on. It's Joseph Ambrosino on lane 9. Only getting 6. First look at Tommy Burns Jr. in front of us here on 10.
Looks like we might have a little issue with lane 2 down there.
Ah, yes.
Dropped the whole rack twice. That's not a good sign.
Taylor leaves a 3-pin.
Tommy Burns with a missed 10-pin. Little, just try to overthrow it a little bit.
Crossover strike for Ty Cara on 12. He's got 40 and a strike. Taylor with Taylor with 37 after 3. Now back to Bohn here on 9. And it looks like 9's playing tighter than 10.
It sure does, doesn't it?
Leaves a 2-10. Crossover for Stalakis. 28 to strike for her after 3.
Should be. We have 13 viewers. They might have not changed the name. Yeah, that's why.
Let's make the switch over and see Michael Harmon Jr.
What is this live chat here? What is she saying?
7.
If you're streaming this, press Alt and press and F4.
I'm going to commit a crime. If you're streaming this, press Alt 4. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I'm going to commit a crime. If you're streaming this, press Alt and F4. I don't know what that means.
Jenna, if you're on there and you're trying to send us a message, we're not really sure what you're talking about, so maybe send us another message and I'll understand it a little bit more. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but we want to help. If we're doing something that it looks like the stream is up, we're watching on another computer. Everything looks up to me. Yeah, I think we got a little bit of a malfunction on lane 2. They just came to get some more people to work on it. That would not be good.
Good spare by Shane Matthews in front of us, making the baby split. 20 and a spare for him. Ty Cara gave it a run with the 2-4-10. Well, if there's good news, there's only 4 bowlers on 1 and 2 right now, so they can make up that time quickly.
If there's any questions you'd like for us to answer, you could throw it on the live chat there, and we'll do our best to answer the questions for you. I know there's just a small group watching, but be more than happy to answer any questions you might have.
Collins crosses over with a strike, so 47 and a strike for him in the 4th.
Justin Bohn about to get up here on, Mia with another spare. Another spare.
48 and a spare.
Justin Bohn about to make a shot on lane 10.
I strike out, I can bowl 220. I had a 4-back, and one of them was an actual strike. I missed the headwind left. 6 went into the 3, and the 3 went into the 1. Good shot, Brooklyn. Brooklyn for a 4, Brooklyn for a 7.
You're a Bohn, all right. 6 pin for Justin Bohn. And he got it. So 28 and a spare after 3. Taylor makes a spare, 55 and a spare after 5. Tommy Burns with another strike, so 28 and a double for him.
Yeah, but when we did the youth open, like the youth tournament, Monmouth County.
It's 3 out of 4 for Ambrosino. Stalakis pulled it right again. Let's take a look down at 5 and 6. Juliana Sam's up on 5. I love that powerful ball that she throws. And leaves a 6 pin. We stay on that pair.
4x6s for like Charlie and Marvin, and I think Leslie. I did yours was 5x7.
Back to Justin, and gets the good carry.
But it's more popular.
Stalakis can't convert. Shout out over here on 13 and 14, Micah Voorhees with another good game. He shot 212.
Solid, another solid game.
Bowler X after opening the first 2 frames. He shot 244 the last game over here on 7 and 8. So young man.
He opened the first 3 frames.
Oh, that was 3. You're right. 25 after 3, and he shoots 212.
It's a heck of a finish right there.
Shane Matthews in front of us here, working on 40 and a strike. Good shot by Shane. It's a 40 and a double.
Job, Ryan.
Tommy Burns with the strike. That was not a gutter on the first ball. He was cleaning out his. He was cleaning out.
Job, Tommy.
So he's got 58 and a double. Stalakis still trying to find something, and Sheila again leaves the 3-9-10. Ambrosino. That's his first mark of the game finally. One of the many bowlers coming from Shell Lanes in Staten Island. Center managed by Michael Martell's mother.
Better?
Kaya with a strike. Kaya Henderson. Stalakis, 2. So 82.
Nice finish, nice finish.
Let's get a shot of Cole Oberst here. And can't get the 4-pin to fall. And he's got 76, hopefully 80. Back to Justin here. Washout.
It's really confusing because his first shot on this lane wheeled back and went flush. So in his mind, he's like, I don't know why it's not hooking back. So
Tyrell Ingles stung with a 7-pin. If he spares up, he'll have 118 and a spare after 6. Matthews goes wide, leaves a 2-pin. Three out of 4 for Justin, so 72 in the 5th. Ryan Taylor, another spare opportunity for him.
this pair is starting to kind of show its teeth a little bit. You know, this pair's, it's a tough pair. It's normally a tough pair. It's even a tough pair in league here. Johnny talked about it. It's hard to carry on this pair. It's just a tough pair in general. It's showing its teeth a little bit. Ryan just needs to grind it out, just like Tyrell, and you just need to grind it out and figure out a way to get there.
Tommy Burns.
That first shot you threw, caught and wheeled back.
Looking for a 4-bagger and 5 out of 6.
I was like, who's phone is it? I know, it's safe, it's over here.
10 pin. Tykera flirts with the outside and leaves a washout. Back to Ambrosino looking for a double and he can't get it.
Just a little tight down lane, a little wiggly. So I would probably back to where I was over there. But I went to left because I saw
Stalakis in front of us looking to rebound.
back to right. Just commit to it, man. Just commit to it. Tommy Burns with 10 pin. Make a spare here. Oh,
dropped it.
Second missed 10 pin this game.
So 115 after 6.
I go 2. Mia with another spare.
So 82 and a spare for her. Kaya Henderson, 10 pin. Love that reaction by Tyrell.
Yeah, he's animated. He has fun.
A little high for Justin, leaves a 4-7. Collins makes his spare, 103 and a spare. Let's check back in with 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's Michael Harmon up on 7. 78 and a double working. Catherine Bowman next to him on 6. If she spares, that's 163 and a spare for her in the 8th. Good shot, Harmon. Nice, gets a strike. Looks like lane 2 is fixed, sir.
That's awesome. That's good news.
Mr. Bohn with the magic touch. Catherine makes her spare. It's Danny Parker on lane 7. Let's take another look at Juliana Sams here on lane 6. Half 10. That breaks up a turkey for her, so she can spare 175 and a spare if she makes it. Come back in front of us here for Shane Matthews. 89 and a spare. Tommy Burns just struck, so 115 and a strike for him. Matthews, high flush. 109 and a strike for him after 6. Stalakis with a spare, 99 and a spare after 8. Let's move over to Olivia Fellner, attempting a 5 pin. She's got 124 and a spare if she makes it here, which she does. Let's come back to Kaya Henderson. Henderson 86 and a spare after 6. Looks a little high and leaves a split. Ryan Taylor can't get the 10 pin out. Now back to Justin. 81 after 6 for him. Tyrell Ingles with a strike. 138 and a double for him.
Tell you, that pair is tight down lane, buddy.
Justin went light, leaves the 4-8. Taylor with the spare, so 121 and a spare. See just off to the right, Michael Harmon trips a 4, 138 and a double for him. Let's flip over here to Catherine Bowman working on possible 2-0. She strikes here, she goes through the face, so she's at 200. Makes it for 203. Shane Matthews coming back here, he strikes, 109 and a double.
Shot Mia.
Mia 118. Needs this for spare. Justin makes his spare, so 81 and a spare. After 7. Ty Cara makes his spare, so 108 and a spare after 9.
Yeah, they were better than the result.
Tommy Burns here up on 10. He's got 115 and a strike.
I like the zing. That'll catch and continue. Squash solid, I'm afraid you might see the front too much. Oh, it really sees the front a lot. Let's see the zing, man. Let it fly.
Stalakis makes her spare. Tommy Burns with a 10 pin, so let's see if the third time's the charm for him with leaving 10 pins this game. As Collins leaves a 10 pin. That time he gets it. Third time's a charm. 135 and a spare. Tyrell Ingles, foundation frame strike. He's working on 258 possibility. Collins with the spare, 143 and a spare.
I wouldn't go a lot. One's probably enough. Just let it shape.
Henderson got it a little too far out.
Justin Bohn on the ball change, going to a zing.
Taylor makes his spare. He can punch for 160. Ty Cara with a chance and can't make the baby split, so he'll end up with 135 on the roughest pair in the house. Shane Matthews, 109 and a double working. Attaboy.
Great shot.
139 and a double now for him. And Taylor's going to finish with 156. Justin, 3. So 104 after 8 for him. Collins with a strike. Start off the 10th frame, 163 and a strike. Can shoot 193.
Just got to be super tight, man. That ball had no chance. And it was a pretty good shot, right? I like the shot a lot.
Ambrosino. Try and convert the 1-2. Burns, 135 and a spare.
Tommy's hit the pocket a decent amount on the pair, so I don't think it's like
High flush. 155 and a strike after 9.
So you're just going to go back to the right with the 055 and just roll it more? You got to take the shape out of it. I mean, huh? Still not?
Nice shot by Henderson. So 120 and a strike for her. It'll be entering the 10th frame. Just to your left is Michael Harmon. He's up on 8. And he strikes. He opened, doubled, spared, and now has 6 in a row.
I mean, Shane's got 260 going on this pair, and Justin's really struggling with his ball reaction, but he's playing, whoa.
Take our word for it. You gave up on it. 169 and a double. Now just off to the left, Michael Harmon. He got it a little inside, but it went high flush. So he can strike for 258.
He's going 190, but I mean, his ball reaction isn't great either. I just wonder if this pair can just be that tight down lane. Was he that far right?
Change over here. You can watch Harmon's last shot here as he tries for 258.
Huh? Oh, the way that reacted, I think you can get that close to that far right, bro. That thing didn't have it. Huh?
And gets 9, so 257 on Michael Harmon. Good game for him. Tommy Burns, 10th frame.
The pair's obviously, like, see that? That was just firm. It was kind of on line, and it had no chance.
Ambrosino finishes with 112.
I think 9 and 10 is getting gross. I mean, obviously, Shane's got a great look, but he's way further right and playing way straighter and just rolling the ball in the front more. This is going to be a 3-2 move right with an old, less ball just to roll it and see if it helps. So much fun helping the kids, especially if it works. Let's see if it works. There we go.
That 10th frame feeling where you had nothing work for 9 frames and now you got that. Burns with the spare, so he can go. He can get 195 if he strikes out.
Look is great because he is way further right and he's rolling and trapping in front of him. Jump over there. Take 3-2 right.
So Bohn can salvage 150 out of this.
Yeah,
Get it again.
Good work.
He's found something for the later games. Michael, good game.
Keep plugging along.
Yeah, right under there is a little chilly.
194 for Tommy Burns.
I'm not sure.
Well, he's got something to work with for the next couple games as Justin salvages 150 out of that game. Catherine Bowman on 11 makes a spare. Her brother Jonathan won the DB8 shootout a couple of years ago, and a winner of $3,500 in scholarship money out in Cleveland. Excuse me, it was before Cleveland. It was the last year we had only 2 divisions. Juliana Sams a little bit outside here, and they're going to feel the wrath of 11 and 12 here, this pair, this game. Kaya Henderson going to try to convert here. She can get herself around 160. And she does. And she got lucky there. Sams did. So 7 and a spare for Juliana. Anderson comes back and 7 count for 157. So Shane Matthews will step up, trying to break 250 here for game number 3. Strike for Catherine Bowman. 20 and a strike. Beautiful line by Matthews, and he's playing the part of the lane where there's not the most.
Photos this afternoon with Parker, Johnny, and Chuck. They are available for print right here at the front on the table. There are prints for those who did take photos. They're right here on the right on the table. All the photos so far taken this weekend are up on the link that has been posted through the QR code. You can find these on the internet to get the code, get the link for the photos, everything so far. I'm looking ready to
Matthews needs help. Leaves the 4-9. So 245 right now. Potential 247. Zach Austin in front of us. Got it too far out. Well, Matthews will end up with 247.
That's a heck of a game.
46.
That's a heck of a game. The second high game on the pair is 190. There's 2 150s. I mean, heck of a game. Nice job. Really good job.
Good recovery by Zach Austin, making the spare here.
Yeah, this pair's a little tough right now. And so Justin's leaving here. He's going to have to bowl 500 for the last 2 to make this cut. And I just told him, commit to what Clay's doing, Shane's doing. Just commit to that. And if it hooks too early in the front, throw it harder. Let's just go commit to that. That way you're not fishing around trying to figure out what to do. And
had a question earlier about the pattern. Wasn't online. It was from my boss, the missus. If I believe I remember seeing correctly, it was something like 10 to 10. Less oil to the outside, a lot more to the inside.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw Shane play in here just right now, the outside.
They're shaping the pattern. It is it's fire oil. So there's enough shape in the pattern, but it hooks. The pattern hooks. Absolutely, more than happy to. So there's a shape to the pattern. The lane hooks because it's fire oil, and there you go, young lady. My pleasure. So the built-in shape that's in the building kind of catches it and their shape, but we got to keep in mind this is the third strip and royal of the day. And you know what happens. They get flatter and tougher and flatter and tougher every time they do it. So, Kai Anthony, how old do you have to be a Hall of Famer? I think it depends on which Hall of Fame it is.
Yes.
And Johnny Petraglia told me last night that he was 34 when he got inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame, 34 years old. So Anthony Simonson is 22, and he is already qualified for the Hall of Fame.
Already?
He's qualified for the Hall of Fame already at 22. 7 titles, 2 majors. Qualifies you for the Hall of Fame. So he's already qualified. Now, he won't get inducted because I do believe there is an age restriction now. I almost want to believe you have to be. I wish I knew the answer to that, Kai, but I want to say you have to be 40 years old. I'm not sure about that, but I want to say you have to be 40 years old to be in the Hall of Fame. It has something to do with either age or when you, because now I don't think they induct as many people that are still currently bowling that they used to induct. I'm not sure, but that would be a great question. I would pose that to the PBA. Send a message to Tom Clark that he'd be the best person to answer that question. And I'm 60 and I'm still not a member, so.
And for local halls of fame, it varies by jurisdiction. There's some that are 40, some that are 45, some that they don't have a minimum age. It all depends on where you're at and what the bylaws are of the association. I didn't mention this earlier, but I found it very ironic. The young man who was over here 2 games ago with the last name of Swisher left a swishing 7-10 earlier. That was just bad luck for him.
Well, we don't want him to do that too many more times. Looks like 1 and 2 is almost caught up. They're in the 10th frame already.
And they come over here to 7 and 8 next. That's why we haven't changed camera shots lately.
Well, they're on 9 and 10. They're only in the first frame, second frame now. 11 and 12's in the 4th frame, so they're really not going to be that far behind.
Rachel Hines in front of us leaves a 7-pin.
Yeah, she's got a nice game. She's got a really nice game. Seems like a really good spare shooter, and I'm trying not to jinx her because
we have already.
Normally when I say someone has a good game or they good spare shooter, they make me wrong. But she's got a nice little game. I really like watching her bowl.
Yeah, she's got that.
Yeah.
Chris Reardon, we saw him earlier this afternoon, and he strikes. That's a double for him. Catherine Bowman up on 11. She's probably the northernmost participant. Her dad said they live an hour outside of Montreal.
Is that right?
On the New York side. They're about an hour and a half north of Albany and Saratoga. Leaves a 10 pin.
Mia is from
Massachusetts.
or Rhode Island or somewhere up there.
Yep. And it was just Mia that came. No Ryan, no Lexi. It was just Mia. Because all three of them bowled the DV8 shootout and re-entered and bowled again.
Nice solid game, huh? Nice fundamentals.
88 and a spare for her. Now Juliana Sam's up on 11.
Rachel rips the rack there.
Now I want you to comment on Juliana's form because she's from Virginia Beach, and I've seen the only other person who I've seen with this kind of arm swing is Diana Z, where the right hand comes up by the left ear, and she gets another break. The high backswing.
It's kind of like Ryan Simonelli a little bit.
Yes.
From the other side.
Yes.
But Diana and Juliana are both a little softer and kind of let it happen, where Ryan kind of jams it in there, and so similar. Hi, wife. You want to come in and do some commentary?
I knew she'd give you that look.
That was kind of a look. I just tried to get the wife to come in and do some commentary, and she said no. Yeah, you're tired. Are you packed up? Ready to go?
Andy Hoffman leaving a 5-pin as they have moved over to 7 and 8, and they've gotten underway.
How's Sydney doing this game? Game's got a double, a couple 9 spare strike, 9 miss. Rung at 10 miss. He's only 30 under.
I know.
Catherine Bowman with a strike, 108 and a strike.
She had 4 or 5 openings last game, and she struck out the 9th and 10th. She's still throwing that terminal.
I don't know. I think it's really cut, but
Hines with the spare, so 60 and a spare for her. Chris Reardon up. That's 68 and a strike for him on lane 9. .72 at a spare for Zach Austin. Let's switch over to Tommy Burns up here, as he's had a rough beginning to his first 3 frames. That's trouble for him.
All right, Rachel's clean. Strike spare, strike spare. This is her good lane. Whoa, whoa. Of course, I said it's her good lane.
The applause you heard was Lara Kurt making the 1-2-8-10. So 16 and a spare for her. Meanwhile, Hines gets 1 out of 3, so 85 in the 5th. Back here in front of us on 11, Catherine Bowman. With the 2-4-8. Attaboy Parker. Parker Laubach after 2 opens with a turkey. Chris Reardon, stuff 8. Let's go back over to check out Tyrell Ingalls. 4-9. Can't get the break. Catherine Bowman back in front of us makes the spare. We'll go over to the other camera in just a moment here. 3, 4, 5, or 5, 6, 7, 8. Juliana Sams rebounds with a strike. 117 and a strike for 7. Let's take you over to 7 and 8. There's Lara Kurt. She strikes 36 and a strike. Just gave a high five to Lindsay Ennis, who had a spare conversion. Sarah Orensky, local bowler, up here on lane 8. She's got 26. Looks like she short-armed that one and leaves a 3-9-10. Colin Michaels, we saw him earlier. He's on 20 and a strike. And he doubles up. TJ Owens on 6 looking for a spare. He's got 116 and the spare. Michael Liu bowling again. He left a big 4. Also on that pair, Hannah Mineta and Michael Mirabile. Orensky 2 out of 3. Let's come back in front here with Chris Reardon and Catherine Bowman. Bowman's spare and Reardon a single pin. Tommy Burns off to our right here, had 3 opens, a spare and a strike. Shane Matthews with makes the 2-4-10. Good job, sir. Reardon makes his spare. Juliana Sams.
You have good ball reaction now. Come on now, make your spares.
3-6-10. Parker Laubach in front of us. Looking to convert the 4-pin spare. Two out of 4. 99 after 6. Let's come back over and get the spare conversions for Lara Kurt. That needs help. 62 after 4. Lindsay Ennis 10-pin. She got it. 37 and a spare for her after a slow start. Rachel Hines with the strike in front of us here. You saw it on camera on the right side of your monitor, so 105 and a strike. Let's get Andy Hoffman's shot here. He's on 3 straight spares, 4 straight marks. 82 and a spare. And Hoffman with 107. Catherine Bowman 147 and a spare. Chris Reardon 107 and a spare. Parker Laubach now 99 and a strike. Reardon leaves a 7-pin. Let's quick go over to Justin Bohn here. He has started spare and 4 in a row. Tale of 2 games.
Put it on both my page. Send it to me.
And we jinxed him.
No, you don't
4,
have
6, 7. Well, we jinxed Justin.
Oh.
I switched the camera to him and he leaves a split. So 135 for Justin after 6. Catherine Bowman makes her spare. That's 166 and a spare for her.
He's the best.
This is Juliana Sam's good lane, but can't get it to come back. Rachel Hines with the 3-6-10.
Rachel with the 3-6-10 needs to make it. Still has a decent game going. Oh.
Yeah. 133 after 8.
Sydney's coming unglued.
She missed 3 spares that game, so she's not real happy with herself right now.
Strike for Catherine Bowman. She's in the 200s.
Sure is.
Strike for Andy Hoffman in front of us. He'll be at least in the 150s. Spare for Rachel. That's 133 and a spare. In the 9th.
He's got a chance to bowl 183, so.
Off to our right, Michael Harmon with another strike. That's 148 and a strike for him after 8. He's got a good block going.
What's your score after 3?
Parker Laubach with a triple.
I go 203, 203.
He's in the 190s. Chris Reardon makes his spare, 152 and a spare. Lindsay Ennis, they finally got her spare spotted, and she makes the spare, so 56 and a spare.
and I went 4 pitches in the third, but I got that.
You still got 238, so.
I feel like I strike more when I miss.
Really?
More 10 mins on good shots than I have on bad.
3 out of 4 for Catherine, 205 for her.
Just keep throwing it good. Keep throwing it good. All you need to do, you don't already have enough for tomorrow already, right? You need to get in on this squad.
I went plus 10.
Yeah.
I didn't bolt it.
Right.
I had a bad last game.
Keep it going.
Nah.
Keep it going. Bowling good, man. You're throwing it good.
Spare
Can't do
for
much about
Austin.
the wrap tens.
He
They're
can
just
have
gonna happen.
145. Sams gets the strike, 151 and a strike. You were just talking with Michael Harmon.
Yeah, Michael's at plus 63.
Good.
And he's at 203 games and a 250 game. So I want to say he said it was 57 or 58. So he's 63. And he's got 238 on the board here if he finishes it off, and a couple more wrap tens this game. But yeah, I just told him just keep making good shots. You can't do much about the wrap tens. They happen, and it's part of the sport. And still got a chance to bowl 202. Chris does, so. Rachel 172 with with a strike here in the fill ball. Good looking shot. Ball just jumping off of it a little hard.
171 for her.
Whoa, rolls it out.
Nice job, Chris. So he can. He can still punch for 202.
Yeah, and then I shot 181 and my mom entered me in 279 to 26. Today? Yeah, and then I let it squat. Now I'm laying again. Good. And I'm tired.
Go home and go to sleep. Come back tomorrow. Do it all over again. Yep.
2 even for Chris Reardon. Let's switch over to lane 7 and take a look at Lara Kurt, working on 80 and a spare after 6 in her 7th frame.
She's another one of those super athletic young ladies. I mean, her brother goes to Wichita already. She's possibly going to go to Wichita too. And but she is like super athletic, strong legs. Not having a great game this game, but she is a pretty talented young lady.
And up here on 8, Lindsay Ennis from the Carolinas.
Yep.
One of a number of Carolinians to make the trip up.
Yeah, they travel.
There would have been more if there wasn't an SYC today.
Yep. SYC is in Wichita today, right?
Yes. 10 pin for Lindsay.
Yeah, she has a tremendous attitude. She's a hard worker. Some college coach is going to be really lucky to have her.
And a light 6 pin for Colin Michaels. I've seen a couple of those today. Spare up for Ennis, 96 and a spare after 7. Now Sarah Orensky, 44 and a double, coming into the 7th.
Keep digging. Keep digging.
trips,
Oh,
a
there you go.
410. 74 and a double for her. Let's switch over and we got Shane Matthews and Justin Bohn coming up on 15 and 16. Shane gets a strike. He's been struggling this game, but he still has a chance at 200. Meanwhile, Justin 149 and a spare in the ninth.
Stone
and
9.
He paid for it. Oh.
Stone 9. That was a pretty excellent shot for 9.
Back in front of us here, Michael Liu trying for the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10.
Got a chance.
And
there
he
you
got
go.
It.
No, he's just a good hype man. This gets everyone excited. I like it.
Laura Kurt, that was a good looking shot.
Beautiful
Trip 4.
ball. Let's make the switch back over and
right here, we're gonna watch it.
Sarah Arensky on 3 in a row.
Game 5. Charles, what do you got?
Make it 4 in a row.
What do you got?
I'm just, all right, I'm like 2 over.
All right. Well, you already made it, though, right?
Oh, yeah. We just bowled them all.
Yeah, we got them both here.
Yeah, we had a bet going on.
600 over and 500 over.
Yep. Right there. All right, let's get the 600 over.
Charlie said before we started this morning, his ball reaction was so good, he was going to bowl 600 over for 5. New math.
For 5 years?
He bowled great this morning. He's leading. That doesn't look like 600 over ball reaction to me, buddy.
At 18 and a half
down there.
At 18 and a half miles an hour, yeah. Dan Kenny in front of us now too. Bryce Oliver up on 11.
Whoa, that was dirty.
And he
that
knows
was
it.
dirty. Bryce with the dirty messenger. I hope you guys got that. That was nasty, dirty.
See if we can watch it on replay as when it comes back up here in a bit.
Natalie, this is game 5, just starting. Sorry, honey.
Michael Liu with a 10
Yeah, we can
pin.
go down to 5 and 6 a little bit if you'd like. Look at that dirty messenger.
Yeah, we saw it on replay here quick.
Let's throw our cameras over to 5 and 6.
How long ago was that here?
D Cat was asking if we could sneak over to 5 and 6. That was a few minutes ago.
Just starting that game over here, we got Thomas Ledich back, Jenna Bloom on the pair also.
D, if you can let me know who you're trying to see, we'll try and get over to see them. Go Hannah.
Could have been Hannah Mineta, who's down here in front here on 11 and 12 now.
She's now on 11 and 12. Hannah's on 11 and 12. So we've got her and Bryce and Michael all in this pair.
Spare conversion for Ledich. Let's make the move here and strike for Harmon. He's in the 2-0s. Another strike here would be 218.
Yeah, Michael doubles here. He's in good shape. 218.
There's Bryce Oliver again. 10 pin, 7 pin. Meanwhile, Bostic strikes in front of us here. Your spares.
Charles and Bryce are going to have a little fun with each other this game. I can see it happening. I was already warned. So Bryce gets the dirty messenger last frame, and then of course goes high flush that time in ring 7 like it was his job. So and he makes it like it is his job.
49 and a spare after 3.
Michael got the second one, so he gets the 218 with 10 on this fill.
Attaboy, he got it. Strike in front of us for Dan Kennedy.
Michael come all the way from Florida. He knows he's got the hurricane bearing down on him, but he said, I'm going to win something before I go home. He's going to win. He said, I'm going to win something before I go home and deal with that hurricane. So pretty cool, throwing it really good. One more game.
So that hurricane has heard that he's up here. It's made the turn.
It's heading our way now? Is it really? Oh, good. Good. Great. So I just got word the hurricane has made a turn. Going to come visit us now. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Mother Nature, she's mean.
Ah, 10-pin Charles.
I wonder if this is my rental car keys.
Could be.
What's it
Dodge,
say?
Dodge Charger?
Nope.
Spare for Charlie, so...
You have our rental
38
car
spare.
keys? Okay. I just saw a set of keys here. I said, oh, those might be mine.
Dan Kenny in front of us with a 610. TJ Owens looking for 3, and he gets 4 instead. Well, Justin ended up with 196 that game, so marked improvement.
Justin needs a enormous game this game. I think he needs a front 7 or 8 or he has no chance of this cut. So Justin's going to have to bowl a heck of a game. I want to say he's about 90 under. And he's thinking it's going to take even-ish to a 20 under to make it in his age group.
Bryce with the strike, 69 and a strike for him. If I'm looking at Megan Waymeyer's shirt correctly, that is Oklahoma on the back. She's looking for her first mark of the game.
Good looking shot right there.
Got the break. And Michael Liu gets the break. 39 and a double for him. Back to TJ Owens, who got 2 out of 4 and leaves 2 on the follow-up shot.
Can you see down there what Sydney Bohn has going on? Is she on? Is Parker sitting on her? There was Sydney right there.
She just struck
for a double.
Looks like 60 and a double.
Boom.
In fact, if they're in game 5, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to make a camera adjustment quick.
We're gonna go get a. We're gonna get a look-see. We're gonna get a look-see here. Charles gonna give us a little show, and Bryce is getting up on lane 12. The voodoo nasty roll. No chance. Charles rooting for the 7-pin. That had 0 chance of 7-pinning. 0. That was that would have struck on about 4 racks. Yes, indeed. This kid's got some game now. He's fun to watch. He's fun to be around, and I really like watching Bryce play. Some of these young kids. Yep.
Both with 69 and a double.
Yep. And Michael made the 3-4 combination the first frame. Charles giving him the look.
58 and a double.
He's nervous. Yeah, he's nervous. Bryce is shaking in his boots down there. Shaking in his boots.
Mirabile with a strike. 72 and a strike after 6 for him.
So what'd you see? What'd you see going down there?
I can make a camera change here now that I've got 3, 4, 5, and 6. We got Banfield down there bowling with Sydney as well.
Good looking shot.
And he makes the 7-10 go splat.
Good looking shot. Good looking shot. He really stayed down on that. There's a lesson for the fans that are watching. Post those shots, stay down. Good things happen. Good things happen when you stay down and get through the shot.
We'll keep Sydney up because she's up on lane 3 here.
Well, hopefully you can see that because I can't. She has a 3-bagger.
Yes.
Sydney's got a 3-bagger.
So 90 and a double going into 7th frame.
No, I don't have that good of a head.
Uh-oh. Was that a ring and 10 or did it strike? Ring and 10.
It had to be 10-pin.
Ring 10. She missed 2 of those last game. Let's hope she can make them this game. There you go. Quack, quack. Quack, quack. Okay, got the duck on its head. He's trying to get Bryce to figure out what is he doing, so maybe he'll make a bad shot. That's a pretty good shot. That's a pretty good shot right there.
Come back here to Bryce, and he struck. Sydney made her 10-pin.
All right. Good work, kid. I'm glad to see he's really getting under your skin, making you make some very marginal shots with the rubber ducky on his head. Come on, Michael Lou. Michael Lou's he made the 3-4 combination in the first.
Woo, woo. And I thought this pair was bad. Wow.
Give it some business, kid. Give it some business.
Dan Kenny with a strike on 9. That's 108 and a strike for him.
Sydney up on lane 4.
Crosses over 610.
Leaves the 610. I think Dad's sitting down there with her right now, so She's probably going to be a little better with her spare shooting with Dad sitting there.
Bostic in front of us with the turkey. Quick switch to Sydney for the spare. Also get a look at 5 and 6. In front of us, TJ Owens with a strike. That's 81. And
She made her 610. Whoa, ring dime.
Strike for Mirabile, that's 72 and a double.
Oh boy. Bryce had the little pitch out, nobody running. Charles and Bryce are having way too much fun getting under each other's skin.
Hannah Mineta with a strike. So 111 on a strike.
I have retired from bowling. I've never.
Spare for Bryce, so 146 and a spare as Brandon is going to hand in his card at minus 175. He's retiring for the day.
Brandon Bohn is retiring from bowling forever. There we go. Charles with another great shot.
Yes. 118 and a double for him.
It's the rubber ducky.
Thank you.
The rubber ducky effect.
And Lou can't get the 10 to fall.
And Bryce made his airmail. Not now though. Unless it's like Bryce needs 235 to take over the lead. Oh, there's another airmail. He needs 235 to take over the lead ahead of Charles. And Charles bowled it earlier, and Charles is giving him the business.
Another pitch out. Meanwhile, Lou makes his spare, so 148 and a spare for him. Dan Kenny doubles up. He has 108 and a double. Bryce got his spare, so 164 and a spare after 8.
So Bryce needs the next 3 to take over the lead. Well, Mike, what's his name, Martell? No,
yeah,
Mike.
Which Michael are we talking about
Michael
here?
from Florida.
Oh, Harmon.
Michael Harmon. Michael Harmon, they're down here shucking and jiving, and Michael Harmon can, if he bowls 230, he goes around both of them.
Ooh.
So Michael Harmon bowls 230 and change. He goes around both of them. And Charles' game is just right now just bowling to get under Bryce's skin. He's only +2.
No, you're fine. I'm cleaning up my mess here.
So he bowled his 100 and whatever it was over 130, 140 over earlier. I think I'm going to run down and see what Michael Harmon's doing real quick.
Yeah, we're going to try and switch
What's Sydney do here in the 9th?
I believe she opened. Let's see, we're looking at Juliana Sams. And Harmon is 2 lanes over, so we're going to try and catch the tail end of his shot here. There he is on the right side, and 10 pin. The camera switch jinx continues. Back to Johan Gamo in front of here, as he has front seat on the struggle bus, but now it gets out. Strike, 87 and a strike after 8. Dan Kenny with the big 4. Bryce Oliver with the strike. 184 and a strike for him. Kenny only gets 1. That hurts. So 158 for 8. Mineta, 131 and a spare, and can't get it to come back, and it washed out. Megan Waymeyer in front of us. Breaks 100, now at 98 and change here. Michael Liu breaks up the 710. So he still has a chance at the 230s here. 11 and 12 has finally opened up. Mineta's just had a string of bad luck here. 153 in the 9th. Bostic, 4 pin. TJ Owens. Still has a shot at 2-0. Kenny in front of us, 10 pin. Bostic, he'll make his. That's 185 and a spare for him. He can punch for 235. TJ will make his spare. No, he won't. 167. So he'll have a chance at 197. Gabo with the strike. So 87 and a double for him. Mirabile with the miss, so 189 for him. Oliver, 10th frame. Got a chance. Mineta with the strike. Waymeyer makes her spare, so now Bostic and Oliver both up at the same time. This will be fun. Charlie just sitting down. Crisscross applesauce right down below him. Oliver, that's got a chance. Mineta with the double. Bostic, 10 pin. And 241 for Bryce Oliver. Mineta finishes with 179. Bostic makes his spare. Sidney Bohn had 189 that game. We're going to make another camera change here. Be right back. Action wrapping up in front of us here. Going to make some switches pretty soon. Gamo back 5 for 177. Jake Bennett can go 192 here. We're going to eventually make our way back down. Tommy Burns is on front 8, who we saw earlier. Let's move to 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our first look at a couple bowlers we haven't seen yet. All right, we're going to make another switch here and see if we can pick up Tommy Burns here as he... You see Danny Parker, the far right there. He's making the approach up. Now Tommy Burns is going to be up here soon, too. There's Tommy lining up with the orange pin in the background. Tommy's got front 8. Let's hope no announcer jinx here. And that looks good. That looks like 9. He smiled right after it, so we're thinking good things. Jason Wicknovitz back in front of us here on 7 and 8 as he will leave a 4-pin. So 58 potentially here. Joining me is my twin brother, Josh Sadazan. You can't hear me, but we can hear you.
Always does you good to get a little Skip Moyer on a Saturday night. I see this whole setup going on out here, so I got to check it out.
It'll be back up tomorrow. I won't be. So maybe you'll have a chance to see a little bit here. We've got one camera down here behind 5, 6, 7, 8. We got another one that's at 15 and 16, but we're kind of focused a little further down because Tommy Burns has front 9 right now. And this one in front here, we're gonna switch camera 2 here, and we've got 13, 14, 15, 16 now here. And then we'll flip-flop back around here as we've got Shane Matthews making his spare all the way down. That's Lindsay Ennis, and 8 and 1 for her. So let's make the move down to, you can just barely see Tommy Burns on the side here. He's on front 9. That's 10.
A lot of good bowling out there today. Tommy
Yes.
Burns is not the first one to throw out the front 9 and 10 today.
We won't create a jinx here yet and not tell Parker until he shoots the 11th. He's up
over
on 21.
260 entries today.
With full fields in both Squad 1 and Squad 2 of 96 each. And there's Burns, far right of your screen. And he can't get the 2 to fall. So it'll be a potential 289 for Barnes.
Good game for him. Good way to finish the day.
Get front 10. Tommy Burns. We'll stay down with him to see his spare here, and then we'll come back right in front of us. As the only pairs that we have anything going on right now are 7 and 8, 13, 14, 15, 16. In fact, 15 and 16 just got done. That's Justin Bohn. We get Tommy. 287. 287 for Tommy, it looks like. Yeah. So let's come back up front here. Lara Kurt in her 10th frame. Gets 2 out, so that'll be 213. Now Sarah Orensky and Colin Michaels still yet to come, as I believe we are we're down to 4 pairs bowling, and we can cover 3 of them with our cameras here. Let's quick get to Wicknevitz here on 8, and he leaves a 7-pin. Back to Orensky. Washout. Still has a chance at 200 if she makes it. Still got Michael Harmon bowling down on the far end as well, down around 19 and 20, so we'll get a quick glimpse of him. As that's Colin Michaels, and he strikes. Potential 221 here. And Orensky will shoot 187. Let's make a quick change down to, that's Danny Parker. A little high, or a little wide rather. Back to Michaels, he strikes out, that's 221. So that pair's all done, which leaves 7 and 8 in front of us here. And in fact, we're gonna get 2 angles here of 7 and 8 at the same time. That's Harris Mirza, gets the carry. He's on 270 pace here. That's 4 in a row for him. Heath Perry, first look at him, and he strikes. That's 63 and a turkey for him. Nine o'clock here on the East Coast. Almost done with this squad. That's Wicknevitz, leaving a 6, and let's go down to Harmon quick. Watch one of his last shots. Strike for Harmon, that's a double for him. That's his 9th frame.
You still have like 220 going?
Switch back to Jenna Lehrer here. And trophy shot. Makes the spare. Just to prove that I can move these cameras and get everybody in here. That's Yasmin Sams with 8 count. Spare good for Sams. That's 112 and a spare for her. Let's flip to this shot here and Harris Mirza. Actually, this view will be better here. Bryce Oliver and Charles Bostic working to make sure Harris is making this.
I'm not sure, but I think he needs a strikeout to make cut. Yeah, he needs a strikeout, I think, to make cut.
Wicknevitz up on 8 here. 2 wide. Doesn't roll the 3-pin. Wicknevitz, spare. So back to Jenna Lehrer here. Strike for her. Quick change over to Harmon as he is in his 10th frame. Actually, let's quick back to Yasmin Sams. And now we'll come back over here. Christina Colon and Michael Harmon both up. Colon makes her spare. Switch back to Harris Mirza in just a moment here as Michael Harmon buries the pocket for a strike.
Full rack.
So it's what we wanted. We wanted meaningful bowling in Game 5, and we're getting it. Mirza gets his full rack.
Attention bowlers, there is a hot dog special on snack bar, $1 hot dog. Go get them before they run out. $1 hot dog.
Back to Harmon here in his 11th shot. Bang. Now let's go over here to Harris Mirza. Mirza on 270 pace here. Needs the last 3 to get it. And now Michael Harmon ready to throw his 12th shot. Looks like he is in the 230s. And goes high. All right, so we're down to 7 and 8. And 1 and 2. Let's go to Wicknevitz in front of us here. Is the pair we had in front of us starting on 9 and 10. They are down on 1 and 2. Lair with the spare, so 127 and a spare. And now Yasmin Sams. 6-8. All right. This is where all the attention goes to now. Mirza needs these 3 for a chance at the lead. After Sams makes her spare. And she got it. All right, Harris. Let's see what you got here. So a chance for 249 here still. Nothing for Keith Perry there.
Come on, all 10. All 10. Come on now.
229 and a spare for Harris. Possible 2-0 for Keith Perry if he makes this. No, 191. $239. Everybody around him thinks that he's in still. Strike for Lehrer. The 147 and a strike. Now to Wicknevitz here, 155 and a spare working. And can't get it to come back. So this is it, the last of the bowlers here for the squad. We will keep streaming, as far as we know, until everything is announced. Lair with another strike, so she has a possibility of 177. Wicknevitz gets all 4, so he has a chance at 191. $188 for Wicknevitz, 176 for Lair, and Yasmin Sams, who just made the 6-8, will be the last to roll here. Strike. And 2 splits in a row to finish it out for Yasmin Sams at 188. And that'll do it for round 3. Get you a last look at the sponsors here from left to right, from right to left. We've got Global 3G from 900 Global, Lara Family Chiropractic, Flow Bowling and the PBA, Tom Russo Photography, Buddy's Pro Shop, Howell Lanes, Craig's,
But I must admit, I'm looking around, and I know that there's a lot of money in some bowling balls that are sitting out here on the rack.
also Brunswick DV8 Radical, Manchester Accounting, Bowl for Life Scholarship Foundation, and Storm.
Some of you kids might want to come up and read one too. It might be yours.
I know, right? Ganja.
Hey, boys and girls, still probably 10 bowling balls laying out in these racks. I know Matt and Josh are tabulating scores. We will have these holes out here momentarily. They have to go through and obviously get rid of the doubles and or possibly triples that are in the score sheet.
What division? Oh, Hollywood. Yo, Tommy.
didn't realize that they aged out.
Sarah aged out. That's what
She literally signed up to bowl and she was able to double with Jenna Henderson, and then they both realized that they aged out.
He does it for the following year, not this year. Like this year, I was under 17, and like this is considered.
Yeah, I think they do it because like junior world qualifiers and stuff like that. They qualify. Well, isn't August like the new?
The first week of fall, so I guess they consider it as the new.
Oh, and the Babylon League is literally hosting the thing.
Yeah, we literally should have come in the top 3 at the Babylon League, and we just mysteriously.
Yeah, somehow we mysteriously go from second to fifth, and we won a bunch of points. Why is all this handicap?
I have no use for it.
Why is all this handicap? Basically everyone has. Why is there everybody there is literally going to junior gold? Why is there handicap? It's literally junior gold because it's handicap. Oh, I know. Because people are getting huge. You can't beat someone. Get my bag. I'm hungry. Okay, I have lanes for Steve, lanes for Jess, lanes for Steve, lanes for Jess,